We have a theme song. We don't need that. We have a theme song already.
That's our new theme song, Rich.
I would not be able to do that. I'm gonna have that stuck in my head now.
I was telling Lizbeth that I wanted my alarm in the morning to just be all of Bad Bunny's is. Just in a row. She's like, that probably exists already. And it probably does. All of Bad Bunny's.
That you have an alarm?
I do. I have several. Yeah. Okay. So in the morning, how many alarms do you have set? Be honest.
I have one alarm set. Okay. My wife has two that are at different times. So we together have three.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I thought this was going to be different.
She has one at 6 to start.
Get
herself in the mood to wake up.
I get it.
Yeah. And then mine is at 6:30 because I'm the one that wakes up with the baby. And she almost always gets up 7 o'clock. So, got to wake up, drink some coffee, whatever, get myself ready to be a father. And then she has another one at 6:45. That means, all right, get up, so that she can get up and shower and whatever the hell.
That's all you need? You only need the one? Do you ever snooze?
I don't even need the one. My body wakes me up at 6:15 every single day. I'm awake when my alarm goes off.
Wow. Yeah, my body is different.
Yes, I know. I used to work with different. You. I remember.
But I thought I was bad. Liz has like 8 alarms.
That's wild.
She has to be up at 5. She's supposed to be up at 5. But it's funny, every night. And I don't know why she has to set them every day. But every night, she'll pick up her phone. And she'll look like she's scrolling through Instagram. She's not.
She's setting
all the alarms. She's like, boop, 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 boop. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm setting my alarms. She has like 8 to 10 alarms.
That's wild.
So with her 8 and my 3.5, we have 11.5 alarms. So we win.
Yes, you win.
We win.
Bad at waking up.
Yes, I'm very bad at waking up. Yeah. But it's funny. I thought maybe you were going to say you had 2 alarms and you snoozed a little bit. That's crazy.
I didn't snooze.
If I let my body wake me up, I'd be sleeping right now. This show would be me just sleeping.
We haven't even introduced the show yet.
We haven't. Oh, thank you. Guys, welcome to PHT Café. I'm Edwin.
I'm Danny.
And we're here to bring you some great information about real estate and
alarms.
And alarms. Yeah, a little bit of fun about alarms, snoozing and things. I usually have a hard time waking up in the morning. Listen, it's just the way it is. Sometimes we have to accept who we are. Danny?
I accept who you are. It took a very long time.
Thank you. It did take a long time.
It did. But I accept you. And I love you.
Awesome. So what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good.
What's new?
How are you?
I'm good.
I have a question to pose. I posed it on Instagram the other day. Okay. But I just have your thoughts on this. So my daughter goes to daycare. She is a year old. So she goes to daycare, and there's this little girl in daycare, another 1-year-old, who is too aggressive. So we can actually, she goes to a fancy little daycare where we can actually see her on cameras all day long. Yeah. So I have a little app, and I check on her every now and then. I don't watch it. Her mom watches it like nonstop. Like, do you even work? She's like, oh my God, Story just booped a butterfly. Like, all right, get to work. Like, what are they paying you for?
She booped a butterfly.
And there's a little girl that we've seen not only aggressive towards, and we're talking baby aggressive, right? Like, she's not like saying racial slurs or anything. She's like, she just like pushes other babies.
She's not like putting her down like, your hair's ugly.
Yeah, she's not bullying. She's a baby. But she's too aggressive. Maybe she has older siblings and stuff, and they roughhouse a little, but she's doing it to other kids in the class. And it fills me with a rage that is very unreasonable to have towards a baby, right? And I asked on Instagram. It's like, it's frustrating me a lot. We have already complained, and they, we've seen them take steps. But what are they going to do? Pull the baby to the side and be like, "Now, so and so, like, be better." She's like, she doesn't know what's going on. So what I would like to do is I would like them to give me her father's information. and I would like to slap him in his stupid face. And I think that's fair.
That's a fair thing to feel.
Yeah,
yes.
like I understand. I'm not saying he's a bad dad. I don't know anything about him. He could be a good dad. She's a baby, right? Like, but as a man, you take responsibility for what you put in the universe, and that savage is on you, bro.
Yep.
And I just open hands only. I don't want to punch him.
Yeah.
I just want to walk up to him and I'm gonna say, "I saw your daughter do this to my daughter the other day. And I want you to understand." And just give him just one open hand. Fuakata to the face.
Yeah.
They will not give me his information.
They won't do it.
They won't. They won't. I asked.
Surprising.
They're like, we're not going to do that. I was like, I'm not going to.
Maybe because you told them, like, I want his phone number so I can slap him.
Open hand.
The front. Just one fuakata.
Just.
And they're like, no.
Yeah, they're like, sir, please go home.
Yeah. You feel all kinds of things you've never felt before, right? When you're a parent.
Yeah.
And these little human beings that just stir up new things in you like that, like wanting to slap a total stranger because of something that another baby did. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah. But it's normal, man. I've felt that many times in my life. I didn't have, when my kids were, at least the younger ones were little, we couldn't see everything that was happening. At all times in their daycare.
I think it's better.
Yeah.
I think ignorance is bliss sometimes.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. But you have access, so it's hard to not use it, right? To ignore it.
Oh yeah, I in between.
Yeah, you showed me.
I literally just showed you. She was having some snackies.
She was having some snackies.
I saw the little girl too. I was just waiting for her to. I said, do something. Do something.
Is that the same little girl that took like a carrot out of storage?
No, that was a different girl. That girl's story actually, they get along.
They share carrots.
I saw them like walking around holding hands one day, and I was like, "It's adorable."
Yeah. So listen, and we were talking about that, Rich, too. It's not going to get any better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember when
you're gonna move from open-handed to just like closed fists. That's all. And then weapons.
Yeah. My favorite thing was that when I posted it online and I asked the question, the internet chose violence. Everyone was down. They're like, "Yeah, let's find this guy,
of course,
and let's beat his ass."
They sent you his Instagram, like, "We found him. Let's go."
Or people offering their babies to come beat up that baby. Like, you don't have to do the father. I'll bring my daughter. She's violent too. Like, we are that baby in our daycare that has to be pulled away. Like, I'll bring her. Let me know.
The village is ready to go to town. I love that. That's awesome.
They were ready.
Listen, but seriously, did you find out?
Yeah, we're gonna go beat them up after this. How to sell a home in a post-COVID world.
What a great topic, Danny.
Yeah, I chose it myself.
Love that
from your notes there.
Love that. That's really good. Actually, we didn't talk about that part, right? That it is a post-COVID world, and so many things have changed, right?
Yeah.
I think we've gotten used to some of those changes already.
I think for me, my biggest question on it, and I'm sure a lot of the other questions will still revolve around this, is post-COVID. 3 months ago was a wild real estate market where it was absolutely insane. And, I was getting knocks on my doors and cash offers on my house because I have the nicest house on the street. I live in a very old neighborhood. And now it's not like that. Right. And most people are like, "Oh my God, everything's going to shit." And all the realtors are like, "Actually, this is what it's like. This is normal." So let's talk about that and how it is now.
Selling right now, I think, is still a good time here in Central Florida. Now, where you might be watching this, if you're not in Central Florida, maybe not as great as it is here, but I think it's a great time to sell. We still have a ton of interest in our properties, and I have several listings now, and there's still a lot of activity around those listings, a lot of interest in it. And again, like you said, it's not as easy as it was back then. We have to do a little bit more work, price the homes right. Do some really good marketing strategies to get these homes in front of a lot of people to sell. But then that goes into hiring, the right real estate agent and the right brokerage to get that done.
That was a nice segue. Very smooth.
Such as Edwin Perez Real Estate Group, brokered by eXp Realty.
I was surprised your shirt doesn't say.
Yeah, I don't have the shirt today.
Yeah. Okay, so as far as dollar the prices go. I got some pretty wild offers on my house. I bought my house when I bought it, December 2020. I bought my house December 2020, and I was getting cash offers of 70 grand above what I paid for it a year later.
Right.
So are people still expecting that? Like, are we still going to see that kind of stuff going on?
No, I mean we're seeing a lot less of it. Okay. I shouldn't say no, right? Nothing's that definitive, but definitely a lot less. We actually, I was talking to Liz yesterday, and she was talking about someone she knows that they received an offer on their home by one of these kind of like online companies that recently requested an offer again, and it was $80,000 less than the offer they received in, I think it was in February, right? So, and those are companies that they do research and they kind of study the market and see where it's going. So, we're definitely in a point where some homes are getting some price reductions, which is something that we weren't seeing before. So that craziness that you experienced where somebody literally knocked on your door and offered you a cash deal, we're definitely seeing a lot less of that. But there's still a ton of investors in the market. Again, this is a hot market, so we're always going to have investors. And there's a lot of people with a lot of money that still want to infuse this economy because it's a very strong economy right now in Central Florida. So I think that's going to happen a lot less, but I'm not going to say it's gone away completely.
All right. So let's say I decide I do want to sell. Yep. What do you have to do to get your house ready for sale? Like, am I putting a new roof on? What do I have to do? What are these steps?
Well, that's a great question because, you being a home inspector, a lot of times I do suggest to my sellers, right? Because typically a home inspection is something that a buyer does, right? When they're ready to buy, they hire a home inspection company. I suggest to a lot of my sellers to hire someone like yourself, hire Cosmos, to do an inspection of the home before putting it on the market, right? That way they know. A lot of times, as we live in a home and years go by. We have no idea the condition of the roof. We don't know what the AC is like. You get used to it. So that would be a step that I suggest for a seller to make. From that inspection report, we can determine whether some repairs need to be done. We need to replace this or that in the home. At that point, then I would also walk the house and, decluttering of the home always is a big deal. Just make the home presentable to any buyers. Buyers just like you and I and you, when you go buy something, you notice what's wrong with it before you notice what's right with it, right?
Yeah, let's be honest. You walk into somebody's house that's a friend of yours and it's cluttery. When you get back in the car, you're gonna be talking shit about that house.
Exactly.
You saw that? Is there a dog buried under those newspapers? Are there still newspapers? What? I didn't know that people had newspapers.
In some cases, for example, I'm working out with a customer and I recommend staging the home, right? And that depends on the market that the property is in, the price point, size of the home, a million things, right?
If you're doing a 900 square foot house that's 100 years old in Daytona, maybe you don't need to
stage that one.
Yeah.
So that's something that can help, especially in this market. Like I said, it's a little bit more normal. So you need to do a little bit more to get those eyeballs, right? To get that attention. So I might recommend a staging company to come in there and make it look like, like a model home. And here in Central Florida, we have a ton of model homes that you walk in and they're staged for a reason, right? So I recommend it to this particular seller to go ahead and stage it, make it look nice, make it look homey, make it, look like it's worth, it has the value that we're suggesting that the home has. And a lot of folks go for that because they know, they walk into a nice home and you're not going to see all the clutter. You're not going to see the chipped, door, et cetera. They're going to focus on the important parts of the home. So that's something that we might suggest for a seller to do.
All right, I'm done. You're talking a lot about what I do when I'm selling my house. What the hell do you do?
Besides recommend for them to declutterize?
Right. Well, just first you declutterize. I'll take my 6% now, please. Or whatever it is. I don't know.
So corta eso. No, so then we put a marketing plan in place, right? Depending on the market that your property is in, we'll put a marketing plan in place to get that home in front of a lot of eyeballs. We'll do open houses for that property to get the neighbors, right? interested and just, let them know that the property's on the market. A lot of homes do sell to people in the nearby area, right? In the neighborhood or nearby neighborhood. So you want to do an open house and expose that property there. With EXP, we have a ton of avenues that we also push the home towards as far as our agents, our partners and things like that, if they have buyers, they can bring them to the home. For this particular home, we're going to plan a broker's open, and that's when we have like an open house, but for agents, right? They come into the property, they walk it, they see what the property.
Why are they really showing up?
They're really showing up for the free food.
Free food. There's nothing like free food and free booze to wrangle a bunch of realtors.
Listen, we love free things. We definitely put some food out there to get these agents to come in and, and just spread the word, right? And nowadays with the world of social media, they'll post about it, they'll share it, and we just kind of start to get the wave of interest going for that specific property that way. In Spanish, we have a saying like, esa casa le vamos a conseguir el novio o la novia, right? We're going to find the groom or the bride for this particular home. Like every property has a buyer. So we just have to make sure that property gets in front of the buyer.
Yeah. I believe that. That's how it was with our house. Remember when we were looking for my house, you picked a house that was more expensive than what I had originally said. And, you knew the numbers already. You were like, you can afford this house. Yeah. I was like, I don't know. And it was like significantly more expensive. And I walked inside the house and I was like, this is it. This is the one. Yeah. Do whatever we need to do.
It's like the house and you found each other.
Yeah. I love that house.
Yeah. Me too. We have a lot of fun in that house.
Yeah, that's a great house.
So we try to get the home in front of enough eyeballs to make that happen, right? To make that connection between wherever the buyer is and the property, so that magic can happen.
Why'd you get so sultry? You're just getting everyone excited so the magic can happen.
Don't cut that out.
I hate you. I hate you so much. Remember when you used to be in novelas?
No.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you did that.
I did that.
You were guy in bar.
I was.
You were a man who runs over other man. I remember that.
I did do novelas.
Your slow motion. You still hit him. You were going 2 miles per hour and you still hit him.
I did hit him. I ran him over. He actually paralyzed him. In the novela.
In the novela, yes.
The main thing you want to do when you are ready to sell a home is to contact a realtor. Preferably this realtor.
Yeah.
That'd be great for us. And if you're going to hire an inspector before you list, hire Cosmos Inspections. Yeah. Because that would also be great for us.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I've done a bunch of pre-listing inspections, and a lot of times it's not so that they can fix stuff unless there's certain things that might come up for their insurance that they know the deal's going to fall through because they can't get insurance. But most of the things, it's just to know. It kind of gives you, again, on that opposite side, a peace of mind, but the peace of mind of, I already know what's wrong with the house. I'm not going down. You can tell that when the market was crazy, they were like, here's my inspection report. I'm fixing none of it. And if you don't answer me in 3 minutes, I'm raising the price $5,000. Nowadays, it's like, look, these are already the things wrong. We know. So still definitely a good idea just to at least be in the know of what's going on.
Of course. Yeah, I definitely suggest that. So, contact us if you're thinking about selling a home. And a real estate agent, at the end of the day, we're just facilitators. We're there to help you as a seller, as a homeowner, to make this an easier process for you. People are working, taking care of their kids, doing regular daily things, living their regular daily lives. And a realtor, we show up to kind of take over this part of your life, which can be very overwhelming for a lot of people, right? The move, right? Most people are selling their home because they have to move out of the area or move out of the state or move out of the country, who knows? And that's stressful enough, right? Without having to think, now I have to sell this house. What do I do? Like we have staging companies, we have a huge marketing department, and we have a plan, and we do most of that heavy lifting, right? We have inspectors that will help us to know what the condition of the house is. So take advantage. Call us, hire us, and we'll take care of the rest.
Rock and roll.
Cool.
All
right, man.
That's good. I'm ready to go.
All right, bro. Great job, bro. Why'd you bring in the novela stuff, bro? Seriously? Just kidding. Talk about it more.
You love it. You love it.